The next 72 hours are going to be absolutely epic for crypto. There is two huge things happening, one of which actually is going to be happening in the next 12 hours, 12 to 24 hours. So if you're not going to be paying attention to this, you might be actually left behind. So let me explain everything in due time, and the biggest juice I've left for the end of this video. So without any further ado, let's just jump straight into this because this is pretty insane. And there is a lot of interesting stuff happening in the price as well, but we'll come back to the price in just a second. First, let me paint the entire picture, give you all the news, all the updates, and all the most important stuff for the 72 hours, the two events I just mentioned, and then we'll come back to the chart. And quickly as a reminder, if you actually, very cool thing, if you want to win a $10,000 investment portfolio, which has been put together with the same strategy I used in the previous bull run, and this was my first $1 million, by the way, in the previous crypto bull run when I put together a portfolio at the end of 2019. I was able to make my first 1.6 million in crypto from just 80,000. So it is the same type of a portfolio, very similar, just adjusted to the current realities. And we're going to be giving it away during the two-day event, which is going to be happening on the 7th and 8th of May, link to which is down in the description in this video, at 6 p.m. Central European time and 8 p.m. Dubai time, where I'm going to be discussing and laying out my strategy, what I'm using personally in the crypto industry, because a lot of people think that I'm just a trader, but in reality, we trade with like 1, 2, 3% of the money that is my personal money that is in crypto. I also utilize passive income strategies, which are pretty cool. I also utilize proper portfolio building, long-term and sometimes short-term when there is a narrative shift. And this is what a lot of smart hedge funds are doing, and this is what smart people in the market are actually doing to build wealth. So if you want to, this meme coin type of bullshit, degen into something with $100, that's different. You're just gambling. But if you want to take it seriously, come and check out how I'm personally positioning myself to make at least 10x in 2025 using my hybrid investing approach, which is something you will never actually find online because everybody is either a portfolio builder or a degen trader. And I utilize different tools depending on market conditions, and I stay flexible. And therefore, even despite the market downturn, I still do quite well overall. So come join us once again, 7th and 8th of May this week, so Wednesday and Thursday, and check it out. Link to it down in the description of this video. Now, getting to the first thing that is going to happen in the next 72 hours, and then another one, which is going to happen in the next 24 hours, left for the end of the video. So that's why I'm saying always watch the entire video so that you get the entire context. So right now, FOMC meeting, which is going to happen on Wednesday, and the decision on the interest rates. Right now, there is a 97% probability of no rate cut, unfortunately. That's something that right now, the biggest probability of a rate cut is going to be in June, so next FOMC meeting. However, why this is important still is because, as you might remember, there is the decision on the interest rates, and then subsequently there is a press conference held by Jerome Powell, the chairman of Federal Reserve, where he actually gives his opinion on the market. And given that GDP has contracted into a negative and the inflation is kind of coming close to the Fed's target rate, and Trump is really pressuring him so hard, is what we've been discussing so many times. So we really want to see if we're going to actually hear him at least say something about the end of quantitative tightening and possibly the beginning of quantitative easing, maybe in June, maybe in July during the summer. This is what is going to, again, propel a lot of the money into the crypto space. So therefore, this is the first thing you need to be watching out for. The next one, which is even bigger than this, we're going to discuss in just a second. But I wanted to also point out a couple of news along as we go in this video. President Trump came out and he reaffirmed saying that he wants crypto to be in the United States, otherwise China is going to do it. So he is still pro-crypto, thankfully, and what is going to happen actually the next 24 hours got a lot to do with Trump, but we're going to get to it in just a second. Another pretty crazy piece of news is that Warren Buffett, as you might remember, he called crypto garbage. He said Bitcoin is just a Ponzi scheme, it's all nothing. And then he came out, actually he stepped down as the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, but I mean he's almost 100 years old, so it's kind of no surprise. But he also kind of mentioned saying that it might be a good time to look into crypto. Well, go figure. Pretty crazy. And that world's most famous investor flips bullish on crypto. It's not like he's flipping bullish. I think that they're just twisting the words here. But overall, it still is pretty positive. Next thing, which is absolutely huge, that is that MicroStrategy is actually about to raise another $21 billion to buy Bitcoin. 21 billion. So currently they're holding about 30 plus. So it's almost double the amount of crypto Bitcoin that they're already holding. So this is massive buying pressure. So nothing is changing. They keep accumulating at insane rates. If you check the ETF flow especially on Bitcoin, Ethereum is kind of but on Bitcoin, it's insane. 700 million, just BlackRock in one day, 400 million, 300 million, 200 million, billion. It's insane. They just keep buying. While everybody else is scared, the smart people are buying. This is pretty intense. Now, next piece of news, which is going to be important for the end of this month, which is in literally a couple of weeks now, and it's actually going to be close to my birthday because my birthday is on the 1st of June. So maybe, who knows, June is going to be finally the time. The only thing that I want for my birthday is to see a nice bull run. So possibly this is going to be something that is going to also fuel this narrative because FTX will finally distribute $16 billion in cash to creditors on the 30th of May. Combine it together with, where was it? 21 billion from MicroStrategy. That's like what, almost $40 billion. Plus all the asset managers, all the ETFs, etc., all the strategic Bitcoin reserves and stuff. And what we're gonna get in just the biggest news, what we're gonna get to in just a second. And if you're still not bullish on crypto, I don't know what is going to change your mind, quite frankly. That's why I'm inviting you guys to this event so that you'll learn about crypto. You'll learn about the ability to actually get a job in crypto because a lot of people think crypto is just meme coins and just degen trading. But in reality, it's a big industry where a lot of wealth is being built in a very smart way. But anyway, the biggest news now, what is going to happen in the next possibly 12 to 24 hours is this right here. Trump's 60-day executive order on the Bitcoin strategic reserve expires today. So what this means is that the Treasury Department has to come out with their conclusion as to how to move forward, actually not just talk about it, but actually with a plan of moving forward when it comes to acquiring Bitcoin and how to do it in a budget neutral way, meaning that not to spend money of their taxpayers and maybe even using the tariff income, etc. There are so many ways they can do it, and this is insane. But this could also be bad. Just to be absolutely honest here and be absolutely transparent here, is that this could actually be pretty bad because if they come out and if they're gonna say that, listen, we tried, we didn't find a way to really build it, it's gonna take more time than we thought, etc., etc. That's not gonna be good news in any way, shape, or form. So therefore, this doesn't have a timeline for today, but they have to come out with something today, unless they delay it for whatever reason. So this is one of the biggest news, and it's happening today according to the deadline of the Trump's executive order. So we really want to see what they're going to say. I'm gonna keep you posted, so subscribe, hit that notification bell. And now quickly going to the chart, showing you a few things that I see in the chart, and then I'm gonna just reaffirm my stance when it comes to my price targets and my trades, short-term trades that I want to actually put in. So if we're gonna take a look at Ethereum, then it kind of is still pretty strong. We're kind of consolidating to the side and upwards, creating higher local tiny lows, but we kind of broke down from here with a tiny bit of volume, and we're quickly being pushed up. So hopefully we're gonna just keep just dangling along until we see some big news, possibly on Wednesday or possibly even today with what I just described with this executive order about strategic Bitcoin reserve. When it comes to Bitcoin, it's quite strong. Same thing, kind of support. Like nothing is happening. It's like a spreading wedge, to be honest. And this is what we are waiting for. In my opinion, this is what the market is waiting for. And then subsequently, this is also in the next 72 hours is what the market is waiting for. So this is all just noise. All of this movement is literally just noise. For the real move to happen, we need a big catalyst. And right now, the biggest catalysts are, well, we've already just discussed them. So therefore, in my opinion, what I really want to do, well, first of all, I really hope that crypto is going to keep pumping. And hopefully we're going to see some rhetoric and some reasons for that in the next 72 hours. However, generally speaking, for my active trades, nothing much has really changed. If we're going to have some bad news or some delays, etc., we might actually create this kind of a Bart Simpson pattern where we pumped, We consolidated and then we dumped. So if this happens, I would not panic. I would just use this as an opportunity to just degen into some leverage long trades. That's why my trades here, again, P&L, showing you everything transparently. It's still all basically the same stuff. Nothing much has changed. I didn't really take any trades. My swing trade's still there. All of my spot is still there. We were just like 98% of the money, to be honest. So I still have the same orders here, and I'm really waiting for any kind of guidance on what's going to happen next. And as you guys can see, I'm trading over on Bybit, and with my exclusive link, which Bybit was nice enough to provide for our community, you can actually claim up to $30,000 in initial deposit bonuses and up to 42% discount on trading fees, depending on the sizes of your deposit, etc. And you can always create a new account using our channel's link with a different form of identification for your KYC, such as a driver's license. So this is about it, and come join us on Wednesday and Thursday to really learn a lot about stuff that is not being discussed in social media and the proper investment strategies that are used by wealth building managers across the world when they are in crypto in particular. So I'll see you there, and thank you for watching.